Doro have launched a new tablet. Let's get it unboxed and set up together. As Doro mentions on the side of their box, make sure to live life. Along the other side of the box, it mentions it's easy to use with an intuitive interface and menus. Extra bright display with a greater viewing angle, and there's 4 speakers for a fuller, richer sound experience. On the back, it mentions accessories are sold separately and there will be a link in the video description. Doro is a Swedish company and as a bonus, a table stand is included. Lifting the lid, it reveals your tablet. So let's move our tablet to the side at the moment and we'll take a closer look at that later on. First up is your warranty and safety information, as well as an in-depth guide on your tablet, which buttons do what, where they're located, and loads of helpful information. If you do have any questions though, please leave a comment below. Next up is your table stand that is included, which is nice, and this is where you can have your tablet in landscape or portrait options, and it has Doro branding on here. So as you can see, there's 2 different ways that you could have this. Then we come on to our charging cable. So this is USB-A to USB-C connection. This is where you can charge your tablet or connect it to a PC if you wish to move over data. But it's nice that you have a cable provided here in the box. As well as the cable, you will get a UK 3-pin plug, and this will take a USB-A connection, so the larger connection on your cable there. It's got a pop-up 3rd pin, which is made of plastic, so just be careful with this, but this will charge your tablet for you. So coming back to our tablet, as you'll notice there's a protective film over your tablet, but it has highlighting information about the keyboard, the locations of your ports and connections such as headphones, your charger and where your 4 speakers are located, as well as the buttons that you will need to press to turn your tablet on, as well as changing the volume. That all important, nice, satisfying peel. As you remember, the power button is on our left hand side here, so I'm going to power on our tablet and then we can walk through the setup process together. I just want to talk about the accessibility settings that you'll find on your tablet first of all. So you have vision, and then you have options to change how magnified it is, and you can choose between 3 different options here. One thing I really like is making it large and easy to see, especially being visually impaired. Tapping next, we then have colorblind options that you can choose to make it more accessible to you. Pressing next again, you have another option here to change your tablet into light mode or dark mode, making it easier for you to read. Now we've gone through the accessibility settings, let's set up our device. So I'm going to click Start. Our first option is asking us, have we used a tablet before? So if you are a beginner, you can say you're a beginner and it will walk you through the steps, making it really easy and really simple to use. If you have used a tablet before, it will ask you to go through the setup process, and it may ask you if you want to set up the tablet for someone else. So the next step is asking us to connect to a Wi-Fi network. A Wi-Fi network is your home internet connection. So select your Wi-Fi connection and then you'll be asked to add a password if your internet connection has a password. We'll see the keyboard here for the first time and simply enter your password. Once you've entered your password, it will say connected, and then it will move on to the next step where it will check for software updates and any app updates your tablet has to do. The next option asks you if you want to copy apps and data from a previous device. So this is an Android tablet, so you could move from another Android tablet or even an iPad if you want to. So you have the option to tap next, and then what it would ask you to do is connect your tablet to another device. I'm going to say don't copy though, and then we can move on to the next process. You will now be asked to sign into Google. So Google is the apps and service provider for this tablet. Android is run by Google, and it means that you can have access to its apps, its software, and different services available from Google. You can sign into your Google account. You can create a Gmail account if you haven't got one already, or if you've forgotten your password, you can even reset your password as well. It will then ask you to confirm the date and time is correct for your local region where you live. Next, you are introduced to all of Google's services and agreements, so you have to agree to these to move on. You can untick if you don't want to say use backup. Here in the UK and throughout Europe, we have to decide which search engine we want to use. You can look through the different options and make your selection. Once you're ready, tap your selection and tap next. Protecting our device is highly recommended, so you have a few options to choose from. You can tap this box and choose PIN, pattern or password. I'm going to use a PIN for the moment and set up that now. It will then ask you if you want to use your voice to say "Hey Google." This would set up the system to get information from Google directly. You can tap next and it will find a voice match on file if you set this up before. If not, you'll go through a setup phase by saying some certain phrases. Tap next. And then we go through more information about Google Assistant and using Google Assistant where it's used with the power button or by using your voice. Then we move on to anything else. So let's go into different options here. So we've got the font size. I'm going to change this. I can make it a lot larger or a lot smaller. So just by simply dragging my finger across, I can make the text really small or really large. It just depends what you want to choose. So for myself, it's going to be better when it's larger. Another option on here will be your wallpaper. You can change your wallpaper if you want to. I'm going to tap finish and then the setup process will be complete and we will be loaded into our home screen. So your home screen is where you will always return to, and this is where you'll find your apps and other options. Swiping to the left will show you your Google feed. This is where local news and most recent information to you will be shown. Swiping up shows your apps. All of your apps are in here. So applications are different things like your camera, so you can choose to use whichever ones you want to use. You have 3 capacitive touch buttons at the bottom. So one will take you home, one will show you all of your applications, and one will be a back button. Then at the top you do have your dock as well and information panel where you can change the brightness, also connect to other Wi-Fi networks, or turn on Do Not Disturb. So let's come back home and share some key details about this Doro tablet. Currently at the time of filming here in the UK it costs £299 and it comes in 2 colour options. You've either got the graphite grey, which I'm using here, or the forest green to choose from. Your front facing camera is 5 megapixels in size and this could be used for video calling or for taking a selfie, so that's when you take a photo from the front camera. The rear camera is 8 megapixels in size, so slightly larger and better quality, and again this could be for taking photos or even showing your camera when you're on a video call. You have 4GB of RAM, 32GB of storage, which can be expanded up to 256GB of extra storage, and that's when you buy a micro SD card, which is sold separately. I will also be creating a video showing you how to insert your SIM card and micro SD card into your Doro tablet. As you'll see, you have a large 10.4 inch Full HD IPS display with a resolution of 1200 by 2000. This gives you 430 nits of brightness. And of course you've got those 4 speakers with dual stereo sound output, which means a fuller, richer and even louder sound experience. As I've mentioned previously, in the video description you will find a link to Doro's website where you can go and learn more and where you can find to buy the Doro tablet. I will be going into a lot further detail later on during my review, so if you have any questions please leave the comments below and I'll be more than happy to help. From me, Ricky, thank you for watching and have a great day.